to be ready first.
Right. Okay.
Is it advisable to market the product before the product is ready?
Okay, there's how to say, there's two ways about it. If you're actually sure and you have more or less certain time that you, let's say for example, end of January, and you're very certain end January the product is going to go up, then you can actually market it in a way that this product is coming to you very soon, January 2021. But if you are not sure of the progress, then don't, because it will look as if that, I mean, the confidence level will go down because you say a particular date and then the product doesn't come out. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can start. Let the rest just come in as they come in. Right. So today we will be focusing on sales and marketing in the digital economy. Right. Okay. I just want to put out these questions. You can unmute and answer me, or you can type it out in the chat. All right. How do you think things are? How do you think sales and marketing is different now as compared to say 15 years ago or 20 years ago? How do you think sales and marketing is different? You can unmute and answer, or you can even type it out. Up to you. Just have a thought and then just share with me what do you think? Is there any differences on how you do sales and marketing now versus how it was done 15, 20 years ago?
Previously, it was more face to face.
Okay.
Yeah. Now everything is online.
Yeah, true. Especially this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are scared to go near anyone.
Exactly.
I still remember when I was in 15 years ago.
Okay.
When we try to, I'm not in the sales and marketing, but I know a few friends, when they are trying to sell the car, they have to really meet up with the customer and then bring the car for a test drive. And then it's very hard seller. Then nowadays, they can just WhatsApp everything to the customer.
Correct.
All the specification, all the pictures, and even the car running. So take them less time face to face.
Correct. I think one of the car manufacturer, I think Toyota, if I'm not mistaken, they even have a virtual test drive. So you can actually take the car on a test drive virtually. You won't be driving it, and there will be a sales advisor sitting beside you and taking you through the features of the car. So it has become to that extent. Of course, the feel of driving won't be there, but you can actually see the car moving and then see the features inside the car and things like that. So that is how things have become. How about the rest? What do you think? How is sales and marketing now as compared to 15, 20 years ago? How is it different?
I think everything has changed. I mean, for starters, right? Before we know that all the people involved with sales and marketing, they have to be good at talking. You have to talk your way, to get your sales. But right now it's all about copywriting, and then strategy on, how and where you put your advertisement, for example, right? Because a lot of things are going digital. And then, of course, before this, where do we find our clients? Like, if you know, back then, the way the business modus operandi works is that you have to, like, for example, you have Tupperware party, it's a lot of physical stuff. But right now, you don't find your client, even, like this year, we all know a lot of the brick and mortar stores are, taking a big loss. A lot of them are going bankrupt, or they're closing operations, right? A lot of like fancy name boutiques are also closing down their physical stores. So right now, where we find our client is also different. Before, you have to go out there, set a presence for people to reach you. Nowadays, you need to reach people via like what you taught us. You find on Google Trend or something, and then you find out statistics, right? Where are all the internet users gathering nowadays, right? And we know number 1 is Facebook, number 2 is YouTube, number 3 is WhatsApp, number 4 is Facebook Messenger, where the people of the something like that. So Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more like analytics and those kind of stuff.
Yes, that's true. That's true. When you speak of what saying that the salesperson has to be good in speaking, this scene from Wolf of Wall Street always come to my mind when the Leonardo DiCaprio when he does his sales pitch. So he actually teaches his fellow people, those who have watched Wolf of Wall Street, you would have noticed this particular scene whereby Leonardo DiCaprio will be talking to a customer, and then behind him there will be a lot of people just listening to the way how he speaks and actually closes the sale, right? So nowadays, like what Diana said, it is very true. It's more on copywriting. It's more on how to reach them without even being in front of them. Okay, so that is how sales and marketing has changed recently. Anyone else? Anyone want to share on what do you think is the difference between sales and marketing then and now? Anyone else? Nope. Okay, so those who just joined us, hello, we meet again, and today we will be looking at sales and marketing in the digital economy, right? No need about me, I think you already know about me. So this is what we will be covering today. Of course, first and foremost, some of you will be familiar of this concept of the sales funnel. This is not something new. This has been around very long, even from those days, right? And then we will look into a little bit on copywriting. I think the previous trainers did cover some on copywriting. So this will be more on a specific type of copywriting, right? And then, of course, we will be going into Facebook ads, but I will call it intermediate because we will be dabbling with Ad Manager. Previously, I took you through Ad Center, right? It has these basic functions and things like that. Today, we will be looking at Ad Manager, how to set up an Ad Manager account, all right? And then how to actually run your first ad campaign using Ad Manager, all right? I will be showing you slides. There will be some steps on the slides, but mostly will be in a live environment where I will take you through my own account and how to actually set up, right? And finally, we will be looking at Google Ads, okay? Because I think Diana also mentioned earlier, these are the places where people are gathered, right? Google Ads in particular, I will be looking at SEM. So for those who are not sure what is SEM, it just means search engine marketing. Search engine marketing is that when you go and search in Google, any topic, the first few searches that you can see the icon AD, icon warna hijau, the green icon which says AD, that is an ad actually. That means somebody is paying to be there, all right? And then it may be related to what you search. That is called search engine marketing, all right? So we will be looking at search engine marketing because the entire Google ad thing we can't cover in this, this short period. Entire Google may take a few days on its own. No worries, Asnawi, no problem. All right. So I'll be showing you how to open a Google Ad account and then basic campaign setup and how to optimize it, and also some best practices when it comes to search engine marketing, right? Okay. So we have around 15 of us here, right? So before we start, let's play a little game, right? Those of you who are on PC, you can actually go and see this button called Annotate on Zoom, right? You can click Annotate, right? And then you can click Draw, okay? And then I want you to find the words that are listed on the side, on the crossword puzzle. This one, everybody can do it together. You don't have to wait for the rest of them, okay? So go. Once you find, just circle, just cross out the word on the right, okay?
Alright, thank you. Jom kita
Okay. Okay, those, let me just cross out those who found it. pricing. Okay, pricing done. YouTube. Location done. Product plan done. Okay. Networking and forums done. Networking also done. Okay, all right. So if done, just a little game to cheer you all up or get you all in the game, right? So let's move on. Okay, all right. What is a sales funnel? Okay, sales funnel basically is this. All right. There is variety of versions. You can go and search online. There is actually a variety of versions of funnel. Some funnels just end here, right? Some funnels will go up to the bottom, right? So there is variety of funnels, but in a nutshell, a funnel's function is this. First, it is to how you are going to reach out to your customers. Okay, you can't reach out to someone without having a plan on how to meet them or reach them. You can't just go out to someone and say, hey, I'm selling this, can you buy from me? Okay, it may not happen. It may have happened in the past, right? But currently it doesn't happen that way because they are not aware of you. Okay, that's the first thing, right? In order for them to be aware of you, right, what do you need to do, right, for them to be aware of you? After the awareness stage, this is what they call as the top funnels, right? Then you have to move them into considering what you sell. Okay, and then baru you move into conversions, right? Conversions is where the actual money happens, right? The top, the middle, and the top is where most of the part that you will be giving out. That means you may be giving out free samples, you may be giving out free ebooks, free talks, free webinars, and things like that. Those are the things at the top. That means the cost is yours. Okay, you are sending it out, right? And then the conversion is where that the actual thing happens. That means the customer is actually transformed from a lead to become a customer, right? That is the bit. So most sales funnel will end there, right? Once you have a customer, that's it. But is that the end of the sale? Do you only want to engage your customer once? If they buy from you once and then you are happy, is that how you want to do business? Do you want to engage them once, or do you want them to come back to you repeatedly? How do you want your customers?
Repeatedly.
Yep. Yeah, I think most of us here will agree that we want repeated customers, all right? So there is certain things that you have to do when you want repeated customers as well. They are not going to repeat buy from you just because they bought from you the first time. Okay, there are a lot of things that you should do in order for them to actually keep coming back to you. And another thing that is required is after they are a loyal customer to you, you would want them to also spread the word. Okay, because despite our marketing efforts, we may be running ads on Google, on Facebook, or whatever platform that is out there. At the end of the day, the word of mouth, right? Hearing from someone you know, okay, carries more weight. It can actually promote your future prospect from awareness to conversion at a rapid rate as opposed to when we are running ads or sharing information. Because even take for yourself, if there is a product that someone comes and tell you, someone you know, someone you trust comes and tell you, hey, this product is very good, you should try. You are likely to go and buy the product without even comparing it with other products, because you already know that someone who is close to you or someone you trust mentioned that this product is good. You are willing to give it a try. Okay, so that is why we want the advocacy bit. So that is the first part here. But if you notice the inner part, okay, if you notice the inner part inside here, right? Okay, that is the things that you should be doing. That is your activity, right? That is the thing I think we spoke of previously last week as well. These are your contents. What type of contents that you are going to put up in order to achieve these steps on the far left. Okay, so when it comes to loyal customers, how do you treat them? When you want them to become your advocates or your influencers, how do you treat them? Okay, that is the middle bit. And of course, this is just the term that you call them, right? When the first time somebody is just viewing your ads, they are just a visitor or a viewer. If it's a website, then we call them a visitor. And once they start following you and things like that, you call them a fan, a follower. And then of course, it goes back to how often they visit your websites, and then how often they engage with your content, and then they move into leads, prospect customer, and a repeat customer, and followed by a brand advocate. Brand advocate is what we want to achieve. Okay, so how do we actually follow that particular funnel and sell online effectively? Okay, this is not cast in stone. This is not, oh, you do this confirm akan jadi, but these are the key things that you should be doing. Okay, first of all, you have to know your customer, right? How many here know your target customer? Who is your target customer? Can you tell me, I know very well this is the target customer? How many of you can say that? Can I get a show of hand? How many can tell me, okay, this is my customer, this is who I want to reach?
50%.
Okay, all right, good. Good to see that you actually know your customers, because trust me, I can teach you the most advanced Facebook advertisement or Google advertisement, but if you don't know who are your customers, you can spend ringgit 1 million on those ad campaigns and you still won't get a sales, because you will be actually targeting the wrong person or the wrong group of people who are not suitable to what you're selling. Okay, so first and foremost, to actually sell effectively, you need to know who is your customer in the first place. All right, and then you move into the share knowledge. Share knowledge bits actually come in here. All right, the top funnel and the middle funnel. That is where your share knowledge come in. Okay, so this is where, like I spoke last week, your contents. I told you what to post, what kind of content to post. Can someone repeat when the type of contents that I suggested that you do? Anyone? I suggested some contents to do. Yeah.
Yeah, you talk about 80-20 rule, where we should do basically 80% of our content should be like either information sharing, something inspiring, something that's beneficial, something that's funny. Yeah, instead of selling, only the 20% is your selling, promotion. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else? That is absolutely right. Anyone else? What else did I share about your sharing knowledge or your content plan? How should it be? How can you repurpose your content? Remember, I spoke about micro contents. Do you remember what are micro contents? Right? So you actually break a big content into small bits and then send it out. Okay? And then you do behind the scenes, you do experiential selling and things like that. Okay? So these are the things that goes into sharing a knowledge. Okay? And then after that, you move into customer service, right? Yep, bloopers and things like that, right? You move into customer service. This customer service is here at your loyalty bit. Okay, it can be at two places. It can be at this loyalty bit, or it can be at this bit here, consideration. Okay, why I say consideration, right? One good example is, let's say there's this customer who memang want to buy something from your place, right? They go to your website, they browse it, they saw the product they like, and then in your website, you got a live chat. Okay, so the customer opens up a live chat. So he's waiting for this live chat agent to come on, right? And then your auto-generated message checked up, okay, live chat agent will be with you shortly, right? So the customer waits. He waits for 5 minutes, he waits for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Half an hour goes by, 1 hour goes by. Nobody actually spoke to him. How is the experience of the customer? Will he buy from you again, even if you reply him after an hour? Will he actually buy from you? All right, that is one scenario. Another scenario is, let's say the agent came online. So the customer is asking information about a particular product, and then this person actually answers him either rudely, or this person doesn't know proper information or couldn't answer the customer correctly. Will the person actually buy from you? All right. So you have already lost the customer at the consideration stage itself. They haven't even go into the next subsequent funnel. You have already lost them in the mid funnel itself. Another one, when it goes to loyalty, right? Of course, when they come back to you on things with regards to can be their warranty claims, or can be they having issues with their products, or they just need additional help, okay, with regards to the product, then it's how you treat them, okay, matters. That is customer service, right? And then you can move into influencer marketing. Anyone here has tried influencer marketing or is an influencer yourself? Right? Anyone here tried influencer marketing? How about the rest? Pernah try tak influencer marketing? What is influencer marketing?
I tried once before for my very first business. I was selling healthy food stuff. So the influencer I looked for was in like those kind of fitness influencer.
Okay, all right. So did it work?
Very short term, because that's an Instagram influencer. So when they post, they have different rates. Okay, so if it's a permanent post, then it's more expensive. If it's like an Insta story, which is 24 hours, it's much cheaper. So I wanted to try out, so I did an Insta story, right? And the sales was good for that one day. Then after that, no more.
Okay, why didn't you continue using? Okay, because if the sales was, you say the sales was good, right? If the sales outweighs your ROI, I mean it gives, I mean there's ROI, why didn't you continue?
It actually did not.
Okay, so currently you're doing football, maybe you want to call Cristiano Ronaldo over.
No, it's difficult. I did think about bringing in an influencer also, but the way they charge for a post, right, is so expensive. Even local footballers, like, come on, you guys are not even that famous, right? You're charging few thousand for one post. Come on, I can't afford it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so with regards to influencer marketing, yes, one is the cost. So the tip here is to find these people called as as a vendor also posted our work within 2 days, 1K followers, 15. Okay, so that's why I mentioned influencer marketing here. Okay, so like you mentioned, your concerns are correct. Influencers are not cheap, right? And then they charge like ridiculous prices. Like sometimes one post can go up to 24,000 or something like that. Okay, do you know there's actually an influencer who charged $1 million for one post? 1 million USD, one post. You probably would have heard of that person. Can you guess who or not?
Is it Kendall Jenner?
Same family.
Oh.
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, all right. There was once, I think, a makeup brand or something, all right? They actually paid her $1 million USD to do one post. All she has to do is just post with the product, okay? So it can go up to that level. So what the tip that I will give you is find these people that are called as micro influencers. That means these people they don't have a huge following, okay? So they may not have your typical 1 million follower or 2 million follower kind of a people, right? They may have like 20,000, 10,000, even like 5,000-6,000 people following them, but their engagement rate will be very good. That means if you go and look at their post, their followers, like say one post, if let's say they have 1,000 followers, one post easily 200-300 people commenting and talking to them, easily 200-300 actually liking the post and things like that. So these are all called engagement rates. That means their followers are very niche and their followers are highly engaged. So mostly this kind of people, they are not like super famous. So sometimes they are okay to work on a collaborative basis. That means they actually promote your product whereby you give them the free product or something like that. or they are okay to work with minimal budget as well. Okay, so these are the people that you want to reach out to. But of course, before you reach out to them, you need to actually look through their posts and things like that and see whether they fit what you want to sell or your brand. Okay, like for example, just now T mentioned talking about fitness trends and things like that. So you would want to find someone who constantly speaks about fitness trend, not somebody who is a party goer, right? And just because you approach them, he actually promotes your health supplement, but the rest of his post is about going to parties and drinking and smoking and things like that, which doesn't jive with what you are selling, right? And how do you think his followers will be? His followers are going to be similar minded as well. So of course your sales is not going to pick up from there. So you have to find these people who are called as micro influencers and try to work with them, right? You have to do a little bit of research because the famous ones are very easily found. Those micro ones take a little bit work. You need to go onto Instagram. You guys know how to use hashtag on Instagram. Are you all familiar with hashtags on Instagram? How it works? How hashtag works? Are you all familiar? Yes, no? In the chat, please. Yes, no? Do you all know how hashtags work? Okay, a little knowledge. I don't use IG. All right. Yes, no. Okay, there's a mix of yes, no. The simplest way to explain hashtags, hashtag is like a filing system, right? You imagine a file in your office, okay? Of course, you have one file for your invoices, one file for your purchase orders, one file for your statement of accounts or blah, 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 okay? So that is hashtags. It's actually a filing system, okay? So what hashtag does, when you go and search a particular hashtag related to your product, example in Instagram, right? When you search a particular hashtag, it will actually show you how many people are using that particular hashtag, right? Then based on that, you go into that and then you see who are the people who are using it and they are following and study what are the contents they are posting, right? Based on that, then you can reach out to them, DM them, and reach out to them and tell them that you want to work with them on your product. Then most of these people, sometimes when they are small scale, they are okay to work with you. They are more than happy to help you out because for them, they want to become famous also. Because when you are engaging them, for them is a brand is actually engaging me to promote it. So they feel like a celebrity, okay? So that is the how to say, the psychology behind it, right? So try it out, influencer marketing. And the next one, of course, you can't run away from this paid ads, okay? So like it or not, I think previously I told you also on how much of your organic posts actually goes to your audience, right? So paid ads, like it or not, you still have to do it. And the last one will be e-commerce platform. Anyone can tell what I mean here by e-commerce platform? Can give me examples. What do I mean by e-commerce platform?
Shopee, Lazada.
Yep. All right. So precisely that, it is Shopee, Lazada. There is plenty of other e-commerce platforms other than Shopee and Lazada as well, right? So why I would say Shopee and Lazada is, go back to what you all said earlier. You are selling things online because you know people are gathered there again, right? That's why you want to go there. So Shopee and Lazada already spend top dollar on their marketing to bring people. So the traffic is there. What you have to do is stand out from the traffic. Itu sahaja. Even within Shopee and Lazada pun ada ads juga, right? That is of course a separate topic altogether. But for beginners, you can actually leverage on Shopee and Lazada to sell your products. And they have actually made it very much simpler as opposed to how they started off before. Now opening a store is very much simpler when you want to open store in Lazada or Shopee. And they are even encouraging people to do it by conducting webinars and things like that. So when you go to Shopee or Lazada, you can actually check out their free webinars. They teach you how to open a store. They even teach you how to market the store as well, right? They are also doing that in Shopee and Lazada, right? So that is e-commerce platform. So far, any questions with regards to the funnel or with regards to how to sell online effectively? Any questions? So far clear, all right. How about the rest? Any questions? Anything you want to clarify with regards to customer persona? Those who yang tak tahu apa tu customer persona, any questions? Apa tu customer persona? Is everyone clear what is a customer persona? Because I don't see anyone asking me that question. What is the customer persona? No questions on customer persona. Sure. Semua dah tahu apa tu customer persona. Alright. Okay. That's good.
Oh, got
Okay.
one question.
Yep.
How do
Yeah.
we know sometimes of course, in our mind, we already set up what the customer persona is.
Yeah.
But how do we, what if we think, it's not right, or maybe after targeting this category, it's not effective, it doesn't convert into sales. So we need to revise the customer persona to test the market. How does it work?
Yeah, definitely. All right. So when you are starting off, right, let's say you are fresh, you baru nak start off. So you will have in your mind a set. Okay, all right. So sorry about that. Right. So of course, when you are starting off, right, you will actually have this thing in your mind that these are the people who will be my potential customers, right? And as you start off, and then as your Facebook followers grow, as your website traffic grows and things like that, in Facebook itself, you can see under Facebook Insights, right? On your Facebook page, under Insights, you can actually see who are these people. So you would have started off something thinking that, okay, my target group is 40 years old to 60 years old, all right? And then in your Facebook page, the people who are engaging with you actively, when you see their insights, they could be 30 to 45 years old. Then you know, oh, okay, I need to actually adjust my audience or my customer persona, because the one that is giving you engagement and the one that are actually buying from you is actually a different group of people. Then you actually move the customer persona. So it is not something that is cast in stone that you say, okay, this is my target, this is who I want to get, right? It fits all the brands, okay? So for example, let's take luxury brands, right? Let's look at Porsche or Ferrari or something like that. Of course, they have a set target group of people. They want to target those with high affluence, okay? But if you notice, I'm not sure if you noticed recently, Porsche is actually running ads on Instagram. Do you think these high affluence people have time to be on Instagram? You see, Porsche is actually running ads on Instagram because they are actually, how to say, so to speak, grooming the next level to support their brand. Okay, the top of mind thing, right? So that's why your customer persona is not something that is cast in stone. It moves based on your business objectives and also based on the response that you're getting from people. That's why even when we run ads later, I will show you, we will be actually doing few targeting. We won't be targeting just one group of people, that's it. We will be doing different levels, different interests, and then we actually put more money into that particular ad. Okay. Any other questions?
Sorry.
Yeah.
So can you repeat again?
Yeah.
Why they run campaign on Instagram for Porsche?
All right. So basically, for them is more on awareness, and they are actually trying to be top of mind in the next generation, because the generation who is Instagram currently are like the middle generation. You know, these are the generation that is either moving into the workforce, right, or just graduating and things like that. All right. Of course, you have the elder group which are already in the workforce and things like that. The much elder group is of course in Facebook. Okay. The middle is in Instagram. And where do you think the younger ones are?
I see.
Where are the younger ones?
TikTok. Right.
Yeah, they are on TikTok. Okay, so if you go and see in TikTok, brands are actually on TikTok already. Right, big brands are moving into TikTok already because one, they want to be top of mind, and also TikTok's audience pool is growing. That means some audiences from this middle group and the Facebook group are moving into TikTok as well. Not, it is no longer how like TikTok started off. Yes, it was a very young crowd, teenagers, school goers, and things like that. But if you go to TikTok and see now, I give you one example. There is actually a guy who owns a car workshop. He has a TikTok account and he shares tips on how to identify car problems or repair car problems, which is a very effective thing to do. And he has a lot of followers, and a lot of people actually comment and reshare his content and things like that. So if a car workshop owner can be on TikTok, what is stopping you, right? It is all reaching out to where your potential audience are. Okay, all right. So that is one example I wanted to share. Any other questions from anyone else before we move? Anything? Okay, all right. Let's move on. Okay, so let's look into ad copy, right? I'm not sure if you have seen this before. To actually create an effective ad copy, right, there is these 4 components that you should be looking at, right? The first bit they call as the awareness. This is, you can Google it up. It is a commonly known method, all right? It's called the AIDA method, okay? AIDA, which is awareness, interest, desire, and then followed by the action. So this, if you look at it, when I put it this way, right, if you look at it, it is actually exactly your sales funnel. Do you notice that? The AIDA is actually exactly your sales funnel. You have the awareness bit, all right? You have the interest bit, you have the desire bit, okay? And then, the desire bit here, and you have the A, which is the action bit, which is the act of buying. So your ad copy has to follow the same method as well. So first, you need to actually get their attention. If you are writing a fantastic, you have a fantastic content, you put out a nice video, but your ad copy doesn't actually tell anything about the video, people are not going to watch it. Okay, so create a statement that actually will get their attention. I'll show some examples after this, right? Followed by how you want to get their interest. Okay, once you got their attention, how do you want to get their interest on that particular thing that you're offering them? And also you want to create a desire for them to actually have it now, all right? As opposed to you already create interest, they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm interested, but okay lah, I come back later, right? You wouldn't want them to do that. You wouldn't want them to change their thought. You want them to take action immediately. So what creates the desire to actually create that action immediate, right? And then of course, followed by the action, ask them, okay? So here are some examples, right? So if you see the first one on top here, all right, this is actually selling a masterclass. If you're familiar with Mindvalley, this is one of their ads, okay? So if you see the first one, A, they mention free online masterclass. When you mention free only, you already got people's attention already, right? That is a bold statement. You already got people's attention. Then you tell them what is it in it for them, right? So this here they mention as accelerate the spiritual growth and then upgrade key areas of your life during sleep. So people will be like, oh, okay, all right. The desire happening soon. So as opposed to saying coming soon, they're saying happening soon. That means they will be like, oh, okay, this is going to happen soon. I need to join it. And then the action bit is join, right? So you're asking them to go and either sign up or do the RSVP or whatnot. Okay, so that is how you put it into action in your copy, right? The next one, this is a brand selling a shaver, right? First, all right, ours, theirs, and then they have the image, and then they say stop getting ripped off. So this is a bold statement. Okay, they're saying their shaving cartridges are only $6 versus $18 another brand is selling it, right? And then they claim to be the world's best razors. So the customers are like, oh, okay, this person is the world's best razor. And then the desire is they say no commitment, no membership fees. So people will be like, oh, okay, I don't have to pay anything for it. I don't have to do a subscription model or whatnot. Okay. And then you ask them to join. Okay. So that will more likely get somebody to actually consider, right? Whatever that they are, whatever that you are selling to them. Okay. So any questions on this? Any questions? Is the concept clear?
So is there a clear definition between what is an interest and desire? Because it seems like it's interchangeable.
Okay, it's like this. The interest bit is how do you want to get them interested in your product? Okay. The desire bit is how do you want them to actually buy or sign up immediately as opposed to doing it later. That is the difference. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Any other questions? Anyone? Any questions?
Yeah. Do we have to do this in the copywriting, or it can be in a video form? Or
okay. All right. So the first thing people will be seeing, right? Be it when you are doing a video or be it when you are doing an image, the first thing that people will see is this bit here. They call it as the caption text, right? Next one is this bit here. If you're running a video, is your thumbnail. If you're running your image, is your image. So these are the two things that people will see first. So your objective is to get their attention in these two parts. So of course, you have to do it in the text copy and also thumbnail or image as well. So in your image, it could be more specific. If let's say you're running a promotion, it could be more specific. So your promotion numbers will be big, right? Say you are giving a 50% off. So your 50% off will be the key highlight. In your caption text, you can actually tell them why the 50% text, 50% off is actually value to your customers. So that is how you're doing. So if you're making somebody learn something, for instance, like Diana, you are actually selling courses and things like that, right? So you would want to start off with something bold. Maybe you can say, let's say you're selling Mandarin classes. You can say, become a fluent Mandarin speaker in 30 days. Will that get your attention? Right? Okay. So that is your attention statement. And then you followed by the interest. So you can tell them, now we have online classes with a fluent Mandarin instructor, blah, blah, blah. And then you go to the desire whereby you tell them, okay, if you sign up within, or you sign up now within these few days and use this particular promo code on our website, you can actually get 10% off, 20% off. And then the action will be sign up now. Okay, so that is an example of how the ad copy works. Okay, all right. Anyone else?
You, I copied it.
Yeah. Okay, all right. It is trademarked, yeah. Okay, anyone else? Any questions? Okay, all right. So I move to just more additional tips with regards to ad copy, right? Okay. So the first thing, fear of losing things. This is the FOMO. So for those who are not familiar with the FOMO concept, is fear of missing out. So people nowadays have that, right? They don't want to miss out on something. That's why you get people queuing up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. at Apple Store to buy an iPhone. Padahal the iPhone tu boleh je tunggu few days and then you can still go and buy also. But that fear of missing out, right? And the more funny thing is, these people who queue up and then when they come out, they will be the first to break the phone also, accidentally drop and then pecah, right? So these kind of things happen, right? And then another one, the second one, include a link in the copy itself. You may actually put a link whereby it directly goes up, but within the copy is this bit, this benda dekat atas ni, the caption part, right? If you notice here, ada URL, the tiny URL. At the same time, if I click learn more, it will also go to a website, but the caption also got a URL there, okay? Okay, and then the next one, this one is very important, okay? Let's say you write a fantastic copy, okay? But make sure the key points are above continue reading, because more likely people won't click that continue reading, all right? They will only see the first bit unless they're interested, baru they click continue reading, okay? And then this one. Okay, for ad images, use as little blue and white possible. Why do I say that? Why do I say use as little blue and white as possible? Anyone can guess why?
Facebook theme is blue and white.
Yes, you are right, actually. You are right. That is the reason. So this is in particular to Facebook, right? So because if you're going to be using a lot of blue and white in your image, it will just blend in with Facebook and people may just scroll past it. Okay, so you may want to use colors that will stand out against Facebook's platform. Of course, now Facebook has gone all white with a minor blue here and there, all right? But it is good to actually contrast so that you can capture the attention. And the next bit will be, sometimes, of course, we are tempted to write very cleverly, okay? Or we are tempted to use very, how to say, atas language. But when our targeting is more middle or more widespread, this atas language will not work from them. And then if they don't understand, they are not going to give a second look at your video or your image. They're just going to thumb pass, all right? So this is something that you should, pay attention to, all right? And then this one, do not need to emphasize your brand and product name repeatedly. Okay, this one is a two-way thing, okay? This is a thing that I'm not sure I told you last week. When it comes to Malaysian context, sometimes this thing will work, right? Because in Malaysian context, when you go and put the brand name, the product so many times, and you click WhatsApp now, WhatsApp now, WhatsApp now, somehow it works, right? But by international standards, if you look at even Facebook's best practice or even this marketing people's best practice, this is something that they ask you to avoid. But if you ask me, I will say go as per your audience. That's why you are doing the customer persona, because you nak tahu who is your audience and what kind of content they react to. If they react to such contents, then go and do lah, because that is the thing that is going to give you sales kan. Don't say, oh no, Facebook dah kata tak boleh buat, I tak nak buat, I want to do proper Queen's English, but your audience don't react to it, then you complain, no sales. All right? So you follow what your audience resonate to. Resonate means what they like, right? Okay, and then the next one is Facebook doesn't like advertisers implying that their audiences negatively. So for example, if you're selling a weight loss product, don't go and say feeling fat, or things like that. Or if you're selling a financial product, don't go and say not enough money. These are the things that are implying negatively against your audience. So Facebook won't penalize you. They takkan cakap take down your post. No, they will just reduce the engagement of your post. That's it. Okay, right? And then next one, this is the easiest way to learn. Get inspired by viral Facebook posts. Okay, look at other people, look at your peers, look at your competitors, even look at other brands. It can be big brands as well. Sometimes when you look at big brands, right, they will be doing the simplest thing to actually get people's attention. So you can actually learn from them, right? One thing is, I'm sure if you see an ad, sometimes you can't see it back. So screenshot and keep it. Okay, right? Any questions? Any questions on ad copy? Let's see the chat. Okay. Yeah, it's a good habit actually to screenshot and keep.
Sir, regarding the viral post, right? I want to seek your opinion on something. Are you aware of I think a couple of weeks back there's this whole hoo-ha about a 460 ringgit burger.
The burger.
Yeah. You see that every so many brands, right, took advantage of that on that same, like, in the coming aftermath of it lah.
Yeah.
Everyone posted the same ad, and a lot of them have good engagement. But personally, for myself, because the first two were funny lah, then after that it became an overused joke.
Yeah.
So if I were a brand, right, do I jump on the bandwagon and put it out as well, or do I take the higher road and say, nah, it's an overused joke?
Okay, all right. Very good question there. This comes down to, number one, you are jumping on the bandwagon, okay, right? Which actually, wait, some riding on the wave, but I don't like the 460. Okay, all right. So riding on the bandwagon is correct. Okay, if you're a brand and that particular thing resonates with you, or you have something that can actually ride on that. Like for example, all the burger joints did it. McDonald's did it. Burger King did it. Right? Because they sell burgers as well. Okay. To an instance, the hotel that charged the 460 burger, they also did it. Did you know that? You realize? Yeah.
It makes
right.
sense
They actually
for them.
created a burger which is 460 worth. They use all these gold sheets and things like that. They actually created an actual burger. That is very good marketing already. So, like Diana mentioned, right, it comes back to whether it resonates with your brand. Okay. Did you see property developers selling 460?
I saw a lot of other nonsense like
okay, so it comes down to
this much, you know.
Correct. So it comes down to how much of a product type you are. So if you're a fast moving, you can all more go in. But if you're a product that is more upscale or more, how to say, not a fast moving product, then you may want to reserve yourself. So you have to choose your viral trends carefully. Not everybody can jump in at all the time.
Thank you. Okay.
Any other questions?
I want to ask about what are the different types of copywriting. You know, for the first sentence, right? It has to be attention grabbing. You know, that's the make or break sentence you have there. One, I think you taught us about, you know, emphasizing on the pain, isn't it? That's what you. I think,
correct.
Yeah, I think
correct.
You taught us, right? The moment I learned that, the next day I try to change our copywriting, and then it get more engagement. I was happy about.
Right.
What are the different types? Because it cannot always be pain, right? So what are the of copywriting for that first liner? For the first.
Okay. The first liner. One of the example is this free stuff.
Okay. Free stuff,
So free stuff, people like free stuff, so they will resonate with free stuff, right? So those are the things that you can try on. I mean, it doesn't always need to be pain, you know. It can be things related to some challenges that they are facing, or how to say, they want to do something but they don't know how. Okay, so those are not directly pain, but that is more on they are curious to learn about something. You can also do that as well. That is something that you can put as your attention statement as well. It doesn't always need to be pain, because of course, then your people think, kenapa lah page ni selalu asyik benda sedih je, right? So you can mix it around with other things such as this free stuff, or even like teaching them stuff, those kind of things. Okay, anyone else? Any questions before we break?
Sorry, one more from me.
Yes.
Are you aware of this Joby nut butter?
Yeah. I think I know your question already. They say they're going to go bankrupt and then ask people to buy.
Yeah, so I don't want to touch on that. I want to touch on their style, like in general. You can see that they are very like casual, very playful, and really don't give a crap about what other people think of them, right? It's a very high risk approach that I really don't see many. They are trying to follow in the vein of something like Wendy's in the US style, and like roast people, that kind of.
So then again, right? Okay, it comes down to what are you selling? Who are you as a brand? If you see GSC is doing a great job. GSC admin, you've heard of it, right? GSC is doing a great job as opposed to all the other cinemas. GSC is doing a very good job, and you can see other cinemas are trying to copy GSC. Right, and a lot of people are trying to copy GSC also, right? But there is actually a fine line between you insulting and get away with it, and you insulting and become a major PR crisis for you. Okay? So if you I just throw back an example to you. If Rolls-Royce were to talk in that way, do you think Rolls-Royce will get customers?
No.
So like that. Right, so it comes down to what you are selling at the end of the day. Then you can actually know that okay, this resonates with me, this resonates with my people, then I can do it. But of course, the humor here and there is good. Okay, sometimes you have to keep this in mind. When you're running a Facebook page, you are speaking to people now. You are not speaking to machines or items. You are speaking to people. So keep it conversational because you are on platforms which are built to have conversations. So you may want to keep that in mind. But of course, insulting and not, it depends on who are your audience and how they resonate. Anyone? Any other questions before we break for maybe 40 minutes break? Okay, if there's no questions, let's all just meet up back at 7:40. It's I think it's 7 now. Yeah, it is just 5 minutes past 7. Let's meet up at 7:40.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. Are you all back? If you are here, just reply yes at the chat. Okay, I got yes from few of y'all. Let's just give the rest a few more minutes. If you're here, just say yes at the chat. Okay, a few are back. Let's see if the rest are here. Those who are just coming in, if you're here already, just say yes so that I can know when we can start the session. Yes at the chat. Okay. Quite a few are back as well. Okay, one final call. Those who just joined in, if you're here already, just mention yes so that I can start. Okay, don't want to hold up the rest. Okay, so we have done with our sales funneling. We have done on how we are going to write a copy so that we can get into the funnel correctly. I mean, we can funnel the potential customers correctly and things like that. Okay, and then now we will be moving into the fun part. Okay, so you've already know the concept of selling. You already know how to sell effectively. Remember your customer persona, your sharing of knowledge, okay, your influencer marketing, customer service, right, and also e-commerce platform and things like that. All these are available, okay, but you like one of the thing that was mentioned in the selling online effectively was paid ads. Okay, right? Paid ads, you can't run away from paid ads. Okay, unless you create something viral and you become successful. Okay, otherwise you will still require paid ads, right? So after this, we will be looking at two platforms, which is one is the Facebook ecosystem and another one is the Google ecosystem. These are the two biggest platforms. Of course, there are other platforms which offer ads and things like that. But I think Google has like 80% market share and Facebook is Facebook lah, all right? They have the biggest market share, right? And Facebook also owns Instagram. So you technically get Facebook's audience and you get Instagram's audience as well, all right? And of course, TikTok has its own advertising platform and things like that, which if I'm not mistaken, currently is very limited number of people are allowed to actually run ads on TikTok. But that is something to look forward to. And another one is, of course, WhatsApp. Right? WhatsApp is also owned by Facebook. So technically, when you're running with Facebook, you've already have access to these two other platforms as well. And as for Google, I think they don't need much introduction. They are the biggest search engine. They own YouTube. Okay, and these are the two big things that have the highest amount of traffic going in at any point of time. All right. Okay. So first, let's move into Facebook ad. right? Last week I shared with you on how to run ads using Ad Center, right? So we will be looking at the differences between Ad Center and Ad Manager, right? Let's just briefly go through that, and then we will go directly into creating the ads, okay? So first thing, as for the goal, right? What are you trying to achieve for Ad Center and Ad Manager, all right? Of course, when it comes to Ad Center, you are focused more on page likes, you want comments, which are engagement, and then you want brand awareness. And when you go into Ads Manager, apart from that, from Ad Center, right, the add-on will be you have controls to run ads for app installs. Like Gencha, for your case, if you're coming up with a mobile app, right? So Ads Manager, from Ads Manager, you can actually run app install ads. So you can actually get people to download directly from your ad itself, all right? And those who, like for Diana, you have a e-commerce platform, so to speak, you have a store, right? So you can actually track website conversions whereby you drive traffic to your store and then you see how is the conversions and things like that. And T, you want to promote your videos, your football videos and things like that. So you have video views and things like that. And then those who own products with shops, of course, you can make shop-based ads as well, right? And then as for placements, for Ad Center, of course, it is mainly focused on Facebook placements. It also runs on Instagram, but you don't have control over where exactly in Instagram or where exactly in Facebook you want to place, because sometimes when your content is optimized for a particular placement, placement here means what? Placement means it can be your newsfeed, it can be your stories, it can be your right panel ads, okay? These are called as placements. It can be within Messenger as well, okay? So these are placements, but when you run it from Ad Center, the placements are limited, so you don't get that much of a variety that you can actually control, or you say, oh no, I don't want it to run on stories because my image is not optimized for stories, so I don't want it to be on stories. You can't do that with Ad Center. They don't give you that level of control. But when you go into Ads Manager, you can actually basically control where exactly you want to put your ad. You want it to be specifically on Instagram, boleh. You don't need to run on Facebook at all. You can say, okay, my target market is fully on Instagram. I only want to do Instagram ads. You can do that. Or you want to say, no, I only want to run on Facebook Messenger. You can do that as well. Okay. So that is the level of control Ad Manager gives you. As for ads management, right? They are very much Ad Center equals to Boost Post. Yes, essentially yes, but it is not only Boost Post. In Ad Center, you can see you can run page like ads, you can run lead ads, you can run message ads. There are different types of ads that you can run within Ad Center, so it is not limited to Boost Post. Okay, right. So as I was saying, ads management within the Ad Center, of course, is very easy. I showed you last week, just 2-3 steps and you are done. The major step is only the targeting. Yang atas tu is just your location, yang bawah tu berapa banyak you want to spend, that's it. The middle, the targeting is the major thing that you play with Ad Center. But when you go on to Ads Manager, there is a lot of features you can do. There is a lot of controls that they give you. Like I mentioned, like those of you who experience that you run an ad and then you dapat a lot of Indonesians, Myanmaris liking your ads, commenting your ads, which doesn't jive with your business, you can actually exclude them in Ads Manager, right? There is an option to actually reduce the occurrence of all this. Creative asset, okay, creative asset meaning here is apa yang you akan post, alright? It can be video, it can be image. Ad Center very limited, video or image, that's all, okay? Tetapi when you move into Ad Manager, you have more options. You can run slideshows, you can run carousels, okay? You can run specific video ads, you can run images and things like that. There's more variety, and there is this thing called as dark post. Dark post maksud dia, you have your Facebook page kan, you run an ad, but that particular post too won't be on your newsfeed. Your Facebook newsfeed won't have that post. That is called a dark post. So you run it from Ad Center so that benda tu will run as an ad, but when people come to your newsfeed, it won't be there. Okay, that is a dark post. And another thing is size optimization. When you do with Ad Manager again, for one ad, you can have different sizes of images. You can say, okay, for Facebook, I want, let's say, a ratio of 1:1. When I go to Instagram, I want to run on story, so my ratio will be 9:16. I want a portrait 9:16. When I go to a different placement, I want a different size. You can do that with Ads Manager. Okay, and then targeting, like I mentioned last week also, in Ad Center is very basic. Dark post. Yep. So sometimes brands do run dark posts because they don't want to have their ads placed on their newsfeed. So they do run dark posts and things like that. So in terms of targeting, of course, Ad Center, the targeting is very basic. You saw last week, it was just age, gender, location, interest, that's it. There is nothing more to it, right? But when you go to Ad Manager, you got a lot of other things that you can do. You can do exclusions. You can do this thing called as custom audience. Custom audience is basically data, customer data yang you already have. It can be your email, it can be phone number that you already have, or data from your website. Let's say when you already have your website, okay, and then you already do a collection of email and things like that, right? So that is the thing that is you are able to use that to market to them. This is where you would have noticed also. Sometimes we go and visit a particular website. Lepas tu when we go to Facebook, that website punya ad ada dekat Facebook. Okay, so they are actually using this kind of custom audience, they call it, right? Because they want to retarget you. Okay, that is custom audience. So purpose of dark post. Okay, purpose is basically sometimes you don't want to run your sales ad and things like that in your newsfeed. You just want to maintain it as purely informational. So you run it as a dark post so that that particular post won't be on your newsfeed. But it doesn't matter. You can run it or you can even share it on your newsfeed. It doesn't really matter actually. Okay. And is Ad Manager can be found within Facebook? Okay, it is within Facebook itself. But if you're using a mobile app, you need to download Page Manager mobile app. But it is recommended you do it on a PC because you can see clearly what are you doing. Okay, so don't try to do it on your mobile app. Okay. Yep, correct. Okay. For metrics is dia punya analysis. Okay, what analysis you can get? Dalam Ad Center, you can get the analysis, how many people the ad was sent to, how many people engaged with the ad, how many views, how many likes, that's it. But when you go into Ad Manager, you can have more things that you can see. You can see your cost per click. Tadi I had mentioned on your ROI, okay? So your cost per click, when you run an ad, let's say you spend 1,000 ringgit, okay? And then you got sales for 2,000 ringgit, right? And then, so that is it will come down to your cost per click. Each click, how much did it cost you, right? CPM is what they call as cost per mil. Mil means 1,000 views, okay? That means CPM basically means cost for per 1,000 view, right? That is your cost. CTR is click-through rate. That means orang yang tengok your ad and then berapa yang actually click the ad. That is the rate. And then brand recall is whether they remember seeing your ad, and then you can set frequency juga. How many times you nak tunjuk your ads kepada one particular person. You can actually set it there as well, right? And then the final one, budget control, right? In Ad Center, budget control is just your daily thing. You put how much you want to spend each day, then done. But when it comes to Ad Manager, you can control your budget per each ad. Let's say you are doing 4 ads with one major budget, you can actually control each ad you not spend berapa. You can do that, okay? But it is not available when you do it in Ads Center, okay? So any questions on the comparison and things like that? Any questions so far? Clear? Clear? Why? What is ad center? What is ad manager? Okay. If no questions, let's first look at the dia punya structure, campaign structure. So this things, the thing on your left, right? This is the dia punya structure. Okay. First is the campaign. Then they have this thing called as ad set. Ad set is where you put in your scheduling when you want to run the ad. Berapa banyak duit you nak spend? Who are your target? Who are your placement? Where do you want to place it? That is ad set. Okay. Then the next level is the ad. Ad is your gambar ke, video ke, whatever. That is the ad where you write your copywriting. That is the ad. So for example, the example is on the right. Let's say you are doing you're launching a landing page, right? So your audience, the blue color one is what we call as the ad set. Right, so this is your audience. So you want to target people who likes badminton. Okay, that's your ad set. So you say, okay, I want to target people who like badminton. I want to spend 1,000 ringgit, and I want to target people in Selangor. Okay, so those information will be inside this blue color, which is the audience. And then you go to the ad itself. So you want to run one ad with the image of a boy, one ad with the image of a girl, because you nak tengok yang mana dapat more engagement or more likes or more, whichever your objective is. Okay, so that is the structure. So this thing, be sure you are very clear of this. You have to be very clear of the structure so that when you run the ad, your ads will be neat, and later on when you look back, you can actually trace back if there is any errors. So be very sure you are clear of the structure of the ads. Ad center and manager based on your experience. Okay, okay. When you look at conversion rate and things like that, ad center and manager is two different things. Like if you ask me, I don't even use ad center unless I am running. Unless I'm doing a Facebook management for a client who say they don't want to run ads, but I'm just boosting their posts, then I will use ad center. But other than that, I won't even look at ad center. My focus is fully on ad manager because they are the more control. Okay, right. Hope that answers your question. Okay, so before we move, is everyone clear of the structure? That structure is the one that later I will show you on the live environment. I will show you where is the structure located. But are you all clear the definition of each structure?
Yes, but then how complicated or how many variables do we need for a structure? Is it always like these two branches, or could we also do, for example?
Okay, so the recommendation is each ad set, each yang warna biru ni, you have 3 to 4 ads, maximum 4 ads. But you can go, I mean, for starters, you can run 1 lah, doesn't matter, or 2 pun boleh, right? But don't, for each ad set, don't go more than 4. 3 to 4 is the best practice. Okay, and then when it comes to ad sets, it depends on who you are targeting. Targeting ni boleh buat banyak, right? Let's say you are, let's say like you, right? You are in education. You are selling actually multiple courses, right? Okay, so for you, each ad set could be different. One ad set could be Mandarin course. Another ad set could be Tamil course. Another ad set could be maths. Another ad set could be science. So you will have multiple ad sets, doesn't matter. But when you masuk dalam ad, try to limit it between 3 to 4 ads per ad set. All right. Okay. Any other questions regarding to this? Make sure you are clear of this. So this color actually corresponds. You see the green is this green, this blue is this blue, and the ad is this orange. Okay. So you are clear? Anyone else? Any questions? Make sure you are clear of this.
So it means that for this campaign, right, it's like one campaign, and then the budget is also one, and then Facebook split it for these different ad sets, or?
Okay, so the campaign, the budget, you can set it at 2 places. You can set at campaign budget. That means, yes, it will split and run. You can set it at the ad set level. Okay, that means, let's say you tak nak set budget dekat campaign. Okay, you say, this ad set I nak 1,000, this ad set I nak 1,000. Can also. Or you say, oh, I tak nak fikir banyak, my entire campaign budget is RM2,000, Facebook pandai-pandai lah pakai. Also can. Okay, all right. Anyone else? Any other questions before I proceed? Okay, kalau tak ada. All right, this thing I will leave it here. When I share the slides with you, you can have a look. Okay, this is basically the steps that I'll be going through, but I just screenshot and put it here. I will show you in the live environment. So let's go in, right? All right. So for you, right, when you want to have access to Ads Manager, those who yang ada business page, you come to this URL, business.facebook.com. Okay, then for you will be create account. When you create account, it will ask you lah to key in your Facebook email password and things like that. Then you key in. If you don't have business page, it will ask you to create a page. If you already have, you can just choose a link. But I will be going into mine because I already have a page, so you won't see the initial steps. But the initial steps there lah, right? Okay, so when you go in, if you don't see this, jangan terperanjat, because I manage multiple things, it will come like this. Yours probably will be empty or will just show one, which is your current page, right? That's about it. Okay, so let me choose. This is basically choosing which business you want to run the ad with. Okay, so once you are here, it will show you the summary of that particular business, right? What you want to do is you click into Ads Manager. Okay, if you don't see Ads Manager here, don't get worried. You can also find it here. Oh, okay, this is my old account. Okay, so this one is a clean ad account. Okay, so this is how yours will look like. Okay, it will be empty, no result found. So if you couldn't find Ads Manager, you just click on this thing. You can find it inside here. It will show you as Ads Manager, right? So what you can do is, once you are inside here, if you notice, this is the same thing I showed you just now. Campaigns, ad sets, ads, right? That's why I told you just now, you have to remember the structure very well. This is how it works. Campaign is your objective. You nak run web traffic ke, you nak run leads ke, you nak run video views ke, that is your objective. Ad set is your targeting, who you want to target, which location, how much you want to spend. Ads is the actual ads lah. You punya gambar ke, video ke, carousel, whatever, right? Okay, so let's start a new campaign. So I say as create an ad. So when you create an ad, first thing it will ask you, what is your objective? Because Facebook needs to know what you want to achieve. All right. So let's say I nak buat, for example, I nak buat traffic lah. Okay. I want to do traffic to my website. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Let's do brand awareness then. Since you all are starting off, let's do brand awareness. Okay. So I click brand awareness. Then below that, it will ask you to name. So these things are important things. So name of this campaign is, let's say I want to say digital marketing awareness. Okay, so this is the objective. So when you name it also, you name it accordingly. So name it accordingly means what is the product and what is the objective. Okay, then the ad set. So first ad set, let's say I want to target students. Okay, and then okay, I say students, and then location, let's say Shah Alam. This is my first ad set. Okay, this ad I can just put ad 1, or if you want to differentiate pun boleh. Let's say like just now the example I gave you, boy and girl. So you put ad boy, ad girl, whatever. The naming is up to you, right? And if you miss this step, don't worry.
Kepada Puan Hartini dengan Puan Siti Rehel, apa yang kita dengar?
Okay, right. Okay, so even if you miss naming here, doesn't matter. You can still name it later on as well, right? This one is something new. I just saw this, I think yesterday, because I was like preparing for the class, and then I saw, they adakan this thing below here. So don't be surprised if you see suddenly something new that I've never shown you here. Facebook constantly updates their platform. So this is something relatively new. So I saw this is easier, so I just create here lah. Then you click continue. Okay. Once you click continue, you will come to the first part. So if you notice here, it will all go based on the structure. That's why I say just now, the structure is very important. This is your campaign, your ad set, your ad. So everywhere you go throughout Ads Manager, this is your basis. Okay, right. Then after that, you can leave this. No spending limit, you can leave it. If you're not A/B testing, you can leave it. Okay, budget optimization. Okay, what does this mean? That means this is the one that just now Diana asked. Can I set it at the ad set level? Okay, here is where you do that. Okay, if you want to set it at ad set level, you can do it next, right? Or if you want, let's say we are doing it at the campaign level. So daily, let's say I want to spend 50 ringgit, right? And then I want to schedule the ad, run the ads all the time. Daily budget. Okay. Budget of 2,000. And then you click this run ads on schedule. Okay, so if you are using daily budget, you may not be able to do the scheduling, right? But you click this run ads on a schedule so that you can actually check when you want to start the ad and when you want to end it. So this is all the things that you set up at the campaign level. Okay, here this one don't touch yet. Auction, leave it. Brand awareness is your campaign just now, right? This one also don't go into that yet. Budget optimization, choose your lifetime budget, right? And then you click next. Okay, then if you notice here, this is the ad set, right? And then here it will ask you when you want to run your ads. So you say, let's say from today, I want to run up to, I run 1 week, 15th, same time. Okay. So your timing kena betul. So okay. So once you put your schedule when to start and stop, okay. These are just to see whether you have anyone in your time zone and whatnot. And then you come to your audience. You remember this is the audience thing, that the same thing you saw on Ad Center. It's the same exact thing. Okay. So currently I don't have an audience, right? So what I do is I create a audience. So I go and edit here. So my location for this particular ad set tadi was Shah Alam. So let me remove Malaysia and search Shah Alam. Okay, so I don't want to go beyond Shah Alam. So I want to be within Shah Alam sahaja. So I choose the paling minimum 17 km within Shah Alam, right? So if you can see, it will show you here, right? How many people are the potential to reach. And then the age, just now I mentioned student, can, so I don't need those aged 65. So let me just go up to 25. So as you choose, you can notice this bit here, it will change, right? And then gender, all, demographic interests. Okay, here I choose digital marketing. Digital marketing and then online business. Small business owners, and then social media. Interests. Okay, so this is where you put in your interest, and your interest, like I told you, don't go too narrowed, don't leave it too broad. Try to maintain between 5 to 6 interests, right? So as you can see, as you put in your interests, okay, another thing to keep in mind, even though I say keep between 5 to 6 interests, you have to keep in touch with this as well, right? Let's say you put 5 interests and then this thing become too narrow, you wouldn't want that. You want this to be in the middle like this. So between 200 to a million and things like that, depending on who you are targeting. Okay, then this is my exclusion. Okay, so here I'm going to put in the country, Indonesia. Nepal. Where else? India. Okay, so these are the common ones that you get, right? When you're running ads, these are the common countries that you get people spamming you from. Okay, so these are the peoples you want to exclude. So this is where you exclude them. So you're telling Facebook, I don't want these people to be here. And then you say what? You save the audience so that you can use back. So you can name this student DM Shah Alam. So you can name it however you want, but make sure you understand the name. Later, bila you nak pakai balik the same audience, it will be easier for you. Then click save. Okay. Once you have done that, okay, these are the placements. So by default, Facebook will of course recommend you to go automatic placements. That means Facebook akan decide where to show your ads and where will you receive the best engagement for your objective. Facebook will do that. But if you rasa you want to do manual, you can do manual placements. You click manual, and then you can see here where are the places. You have Facebook, Audience Network, Instagram, Messenger. Let's say you don't want Facebook, you just want Instagram sahaja, also can. Okay, then it will show you the sample here, how it looks like. Okay, so currently it's only Instagram feed and then stories. Okay, so you can see the preview here. These are all the placements. So you can actually choose which one you want, which one you don't want, right? But you see here, this has dropped to 45,000. So you wouldn't want to go too narrow. So what I will do is I will keep my Facebook. So it's going up. I will keep my Messenger and Audience Network as well. So it will be moving up. Okay, but another thing you notice is, since I do the exclusion tadi kan, now it's only 49,000 people only. Okay, because I did the exclusions of Indonesia and Myanmar. So what I want to do is, I don't want to go too narrowed down. So I go here, I will remove certain things. Maybe I remove business owners. I put in students. Then I click update. So my audience pool grows up. Wait, let me just check the questions. Good on FB, but can they advertise on IG as well? Yes, can. So that is the why the placement comes in, right? So if you see here, Facebook and Instagram is there, so you can actually pick and choose where you want to place it. Let's say if you want to do only IG, can also. Okay, like I mentioned just now, you can just choose that, right? So if let's say now it's very defined, right? So what I will do is I will just go and increase my each group to go higher. Okay. Now I have a little bit more people. Once you have done with all that, okay, you can leave this, right? These are more options on asking you where, when will you be charged and things like that. But this part here differs from objective to objective. Currently, our objective is brand awareness, so it doesn't. You don't need to do any controls here. Then you click next. Okay, so this is the bit where you put in your copywriting, your images and things like that. Okay, so I will just leave at this example. Okay, so single image, I choose a single image, and then, okay, let me go through from the top. Here you choose where you want to run the ad. Okay, for instance, you have multiple pages, you choose which page you want to run the ad, and then if that page has an IG account, you choose which IG account, right? Here is the ad creation. You want to do a single image video, or you want to do a carousel. You can choose here. You can also choose the creative. Okay, this instant experience is specifically for mobile, but if you're not familiar, don't go into that yet, because instant experience, I'm not sure if you've noticed some ads, when you click, right, the ad will open full screen, and then you can scroll left, right, then you can play video, and then you can go to the website. It is like a small microsite on its own. That is what's called as an instant experience. Okay, so once that's done, you click here to add in your image. Which image you want to use for the particular ad, you just choose the image. Okay, so your images here, the sizing will be here as well. It will show you what is the size. And like I mentioned, once you have uploaded the image, right, wait, close this. This part here, if you are running both on Facebook and Instagram, my recommendation, change this part here, which is called the select placements to edit. Okay, this will give your audience a better experience. Don't use the same image for everywhere. Okay, those of you who use Instagram stories, you know Instagram stories is a 9:16. Dia penuh kan? It's not a square, it's not a rectangle. Okay, so here you go and change. When you click this, you can actually change a different image, right? And then you can put in that new image for this thing. So it will run the same text, but different images for different placements. That is the beauty of this bit here. Okay, let's close this. Okay, so do that, and then if you have a website URL, you can add a URL, right? Once that's done, because we are running pure brand awareness, there won't be any text. It will be based on your what is that? Your image. Okay, and then the text from here you put in to introduce. Okay, when you're doing brand awareness, right, your text should revolve around introducing your brand. That means you should say what are we, or how can you help them. Better still, how can you help your audience, instead of saying who are we. Okay, like for example, the ones here used for the existing client, they are actually a SAP solution provider. So we introduce them. Okay, we provide comprehensive business and IT solutions and things like that. So you can put it here. Okay, and another thing you can do is you can actually add options. Add options means what happen is Facebook will take different types of headlines and it will mix and match, and it will show people on a mix and match type. So it will think, okay, this person will like this image and this title. It's based on their own algorithm. They will match and put it up together, right? So if you want, you can do that. You can do the same thing with the creative as well. You can add another creative and then you can match it with the URL, right? If you don't want, just leave it as one, doesn't matter. Okay, and then this one, later I will show you the pixel bit. All right, if you don't have a website, don't worry about pixel. You don't have to do pixel. If you have a website, only then you can do that. Okay, once you have done this, then you click publish. Okay, then it will show you publishing. And on top here, you can see what's the status. Once you've clicked published, you can go back to your main screen. Okay, you can see your ad is being published. Okay, and it will show draft first. Once it is fully published, it will show here in review. Okay, wait, there is an error. Okay, let's see what's the. Okay. That's each week. Okay. All right. So once you have rectified the error, usually it will show you if there's an error. If there's an error with your targeting or there's a conflict, you choose something but it is something else, it will show you what to do with it, right? So once you have done with that, then you can come back to this screen. It will publish again. Oh, January. it should running ads all the time. Wait, this week is this. Wait, let me just check on this. Sorry about that. Give me a minute. Let me just quickly set it up again. Edits. Next, this is student channel. Lifetime budget 1,000. Start date and date is 15. Yes. Okay. 17. The age 18 to 40. And then targeting. Marketing. Right. And then I do the exclusions. Next. Okay, this is the ad. Single image, the video, the text. No website URL. Okay, then I click publish. Then I go back. Okay. So it will come into in review like this. Okay, if you notice here, it will go into in review because Facebook will take some time to actually review your ads before they go live. So what I'll be doing here is I wouldn't want this ad to go live, right? So I am actually going to pause it. Okay. You can actually choose to pause the, let's say you notice something is not right. Okay. You can actually choose to pause your campaign so that you won't be charged. You just click this button here. If you notice here, there's a button to turn on and off. Okay, currently it will show that this one is in review, but the campaign is off. In case you notice a mistake, like just now the scheduling, right? There was an error in the scheduling. So I wouldn't want to do that. So I just go and put turn off. And then I create a new campaign with the same thing. So here you can see the summary, your budget, your lifetime budget, how much. And later on, once the ad is live, you can actually see the results here. Okay, you can see how many people it reached, how many impression, how many costs per result and things like that. Okay, you can see from inside here, and then you can see when the ad will end as well. Okay, all right. And then if you want to see at ad set level, you just click the next and you can see the ad set level. You want to see the ad level, you can see the ad level. Okay. If you are running multiple ads, then you will have multiple ads here. Like for example, let me show you one. Okay, so here I'm having multiple ads. All right. So all of these are active ads. It's currently live, and this is the ad set. Okay, if you notice, this is the ad set. This is a good example of the campaign structure. Okay, so I have one campaign. This is my campaign that is active. I have multiple ad sets here which are active. All right, I think there's 6 ad sets which are active, and then this is my ads that are running. So for each ad set, I have a specific ad that is running. So I can see the results here. Okay, this is from another live account. So any questions on this? Do you all understand the concept of it or not? Of course, you are not going to immediately get on how to run it because there is a variety of variables, but do you get the concept, how it is set up? That's the important thing. As long as you get the concept, because teaching you everything in an hour, it is not easy for Facebook because there's a lot of controls that you have to go through. But do you all get the concept? Any questions you can ask me? Anything that you don't understand in terms of the concept?
For the budget, right? Do we have to have the budget upfront, or do they charge us, like break it down into charges?
It will be only charged when the campaign has ended. Or sometimes as the campaign is progressing, as the result is happening, then they will charge you. They won't charge you like upfront. So if like today your ads is running, let's say you're running on clicks. So if today you get 10 clicks and your cost per click is 2 ringgit, so 2 ringgit times 10. So they will charge you 20 bucks. Yeah. That's how they charge. Anyone else? Any questions? Do you all understand or not? That's the first place.
Yeah. Question.
Yes.
Just now you show us how to do one ad set. How do you add another few?
Another few ad sets, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just use this back. Okay. Another ad set, how you add is you go to create. Okay. This is the same campaign, right? Your DM awareness, and then you're creating another ad set. Let's say now here I want to find working adult. And this ad is, I call it as ad 2. So if you notice, it is still under the DM awareness. That is our campaign. So you go to create, and then you can do the next ad set. So from inside here, then you set the budget for this particular ad set, how much you want to run, and you do the targeting, who you want to target, and then you publish that same ad will go out to them as well. Or if you want to do a new ad, then you go to the ad level and you click create. You can even change the ad here if you want. Then you click publish. Yep.
Coming back to the structure,
yes.
Do you set the ad set as per your customer segments or as per your product lineup?
As per your customer segment, who you want to target.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not according to your products itself. For example, we have multiple education modules. So ad set modules 1, modules 2, modules 3. It's not about that. It's about your...
Okay, it comes down because your module 1, you will have your target customer, right? Who is the target customer for module 1? Yeah. So you use that. Because that's why I put here working adult Shah Alam, because for this digital marketing awareness, this is my target segment, which is working adult. But later on, when you go to Google, what you said will be using that That means Google punya ad set level is your product. Later in Google, I will show you that. Okay, any other questions? Do you all understand the concept or not on how to create? That's what I want to know. Maybe you can tell me yes, no in the chat. Do you all understand the concept or not? That is the important thing. Only Jian Chua, Afiza understand the concept. Okay, all right. Right, how about the rest? Okay. So as long as you understand the concept, then you can go and play around. Yes, you can play around, but remember, don't forget to pause your campaign. Then don't come and tell me Facebook charged me $1,000, right? You wouldn't want that to happen. So after you set up everything, be sure to go here, this blue one, be sure to turn it off, right? Once you have set it up, be sure to turn off the campaign. Then it won't charge you. It has to show like this. Delivery is off. Sorry?
It has to be manually done like that in order to stop the campaign. It's not something that you can just...
No, because the moment you review and publish, Facebook takes it as you want to run the ad. So once they review and they okay with it, the ad goes live. Unless you have a specific schedule, like you say the ad is only running tomorrow, then you have until tomorrow to turn it off. But if you forget, it will start running early. Yep. So at the end of the day, you remember this has to be gray color. Delivery has to be off. It shouldn't show as active. It shouldn't be like this. Wait, I'll show you. Okay. It should be like this, inactive or completed means sudah habis lah. It should show inactive or off. It shouldn't show active. If it shows active, Facebook is charging you already. The ad is already live. Okay. All right.
I have one question, Satish.
Yes.
Before this, you told us that when we run ads, we run it for like a few days, and then first, and then we tweak it.
Yes.
So how many days? How many? And then what do you tweak? I mean, what do you usually tweak?
All right. So the ideal time is around 5 to 7 days. Try to run it 7 days if time permits. So that, like I mentioned, it is a bell curve, right? So the performance is a bell curve. So initially you won't get as many views and all, and as you go on, then it goes up, then it goes down back. So what you will be tweaking is you can tweak at all the levels, whichever things that it allows, because when it comes to different campaign objective, Facebook allows different kind of things to be tweaked. So what you do is, let's say now this campaign, right? If you see here, you can click edit. So you are editing something at the campaign level, right? So if I come down here, the budget, it allows me, right? But I can't change it to daily budget, but the amount I can change. So let's say I want to increase budget. I see that my ad is performing well. I'm getting a lot of reach. A lot of people are based on your objective. If it is a traffic, I get a lot of traffic. Then I want to increase my budget. Then you click publish. Also can. Or let's say you don't want that. You want to tweak something at the ad set level. Also can. Currently, this is the ad set. I go and edit. Okay. But one thing here to note is at the ad set level, if the ad is already live, jangan pergi tukar the targeting, right? The reason is because you already set the targeting. This is who want to target. Halfway, if you go in tukar and then it starts performing or not performing, you won't know what's the reason exactly. So don't change the targeting in between a campaign. You want create a new ad set, yang tu boleh, but don't edit an existing one and go and tukar-tukar the targeting. It will mess up your reporting later on because you won't know sama ada benda ni successful ke tak and what is the reason of the success. And then if you actually use a false positive, later on you pakai balik the same ad set, you may actually fail your ad, right? The future ones. So don't go and change that. In terms of budgeting, you can change, no problem. Okay. The other thing you can change, you can also change the ad copy also, right? You can edit, you can change, but same thing for the ad copy as well. Once the copy is already performing, jangan pergi tukar, right? You add in a new one, don't edit. In case you notice macam ada typo dekat this primary text, then you go and change, no problem, boleh tukar. But don't go and entirely change the ad, then it defeats the purpose, because the end of the day you nak tahu whether that ad berjaya ke tak. If halfway you pergi tukar, then no point, right? Things like this text and things like that you can change, or you add in a new image and target to the same people, boleh. Okay, any other questions? Anyone else before we move to Google? We have another heavy one there. Yes, Diana, lifetime budget is your max. That means that is the max you can go. It won't go above that. Yep, somebody was asking something.
Yeah, me.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. In regards to the ad set, right? What was it that you mentioned again? In terms of the audience definition, the best one. I know the pointer must be at the middle for it to be well defined.
Yep.
But then does the potential reach the number matter or not?
Yes, it does matter. So that's why your potential reach should be between 500,000 to 1 million or 2 million people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because right, the estimated daily results, regardless of whether you target 25 million people or 1 million people, right? If you don't fit your budget, the estimated daily results will remain the same.
Correct. Correct. So out of these 25 million people, you can only reach up to 11,000 people daily. So as you increase the budget, for example, I increase the budget here, then it goes up. Yeah, correct.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, but if you notice the error here, right? Anyone can tell me why I get the error here? Why do I get an error here?
Your max campaign level budget, is it?
Yeah, because I set a campaign level budget. So when I go ad set, my ad set goes above, it actually triggers me. Okay, right. So be sure not to go beyond your total campaign level. So that's why we have the structure. That's how it works. So campaign level, ad set level, and also ads. Right. Anyone else? Any questions? Okay. If nothing, let me take you back to Google. Okay. So we go into Google Marketing. I will run through this quickly, all right, because I prefer to show you the actual hands-on. So you may know Google is the biggest search engine, all right. We don't say we want to go and search something. We say we want to Google it, all right. So it is a household name, right? And like I mentioned, it has a very big market share. There are a lot of search engines, but Google has the biggest market share, right? And also when you do Google Marketing, it will actually affect your SEO. But of course, SEO still goes back to how well your audience, how well your content is presented, right? And then same thing, it is not too expensive to run, right? And target audience, similar like Facebook, you can do target audience, but Google's target audience is more extensive, whereby you can actually choose people with intent. That means you can actually tell people, okay, let's say I can find people who are finding for a car. You can do that. You can actually define that on Google, right? So where are the ads shown? All right, search network. This is something that all of you will be familiar of. It comes out in the search result, right? It is mostly text-based. That is the one I'll be focusing today, search engine marketing, right? Partner networks. So Google actually places their ads on all these places, right? And then these are the types of ads that are on Google. So this is for display. Today we are doing search engine marketing. This is display. You would have noticed this when you are browsing news websites or blogs. You can see ads in between, dekat bawah, kiri, kanan, right? Those are called as display network ads, right? Okay, this is the thing that I told you lah, text ad, right? So when you search, this thing shows AD, means it is a ad, right? And these are display ads, image ads. So this is actually a website, and then the image is shown within the website as if it belongs to that website, right? And also on YouTube. On YouTube, you play as a video ad, which is also set up in the same place as I'm going to show you. Okay. All right. So SEO and SEM, right? They go hand in hand, right? SEM is of course the ad part of it. SEO is what you do to your website. If you have a website, SEO is how you make sure your website gets ranked higher. And number two, make sure your cost for SEM comes down. Because, for example, you are running a search engine campaign, marketing campaign, but your website SEO is terrible, Google will still run your ad, but your each cost per click will go up significantly, right? So if your SEO to the website is very good, then your cost will come down as well. So that is how Google encourages people to actually improve their content, improve the speed of their website, and improve the overall UI of the website. Okay. All right. So this is the campaign structure for Google, right? Same thing. It is similar, right? You have your Google Ads account, then your campaign, and then you have your ad group. They call it as ad group, not ad set. And then you have your keywords and your ads. This is the campaign setup for SEM here, not for display and things like that. It is similar for display, right? But there are some variables there as well, right? So, but this is the base setup. Anywhere you go within a Google Ad account, this is how the setup looks like. Your campaign, your ad group, your keywords, and your ad. So if you see on your right, this is the example. So your campaign, let's say your campaign is a hair care campaign. Then you are targeting who? Hair fall group, dandruff group, and then you put in your keywords. What are the keywords you want to target? And then your ad. Same thing, facial care, who you are targeting, right? It's the same concept, right? If you notice in Facebook pun, the same thing, who you are targeting, and then your ad. Here pun sama, campaign, who you are targeting, and the ad, right? So here is your acne group and your wrinkles group, and then your keywords, right? So again, these are the screenshots, right? I will go straight into it. Okay. I will show you directly on Google. Okay, so this is my own account. So of course, when you come in, you won't have this. You will just have new campaign and empty like that. How to create is go to this website, ads.google.com, right? You click sign in. When you sign in, it will ask you to sign in with your Gmail account. And then you have to key in your business information, right? It is a business name and things like that. You can key in. Website is not compulsory yet because you can actually put it at the campaign level. You just key in some basic business information, and then you will be brought to this page, right? Once you are at this page, right, this is where the actual campaign setup happens. If you notice, it looks similar like Facebook juga. So when you come here, you click on new campaign. You go to new campaign. Okay. So if you notice, sama macam Facebook, it asks you what is your goal first. You want sales, you want leads, you want website traffic, you want your product consideration, you want local store visits. Those who have stores, you can run ad for your store directly, your physical store. You want to do app promotion, you want to do awareness and reach. Okay, for example, now I want to do website traffic. Okay, I want more people to visit my website. So I click on website traffic. Then it will ask you, where do you want to place your ad? For today, we will only focus on search engine marketing. So I will choose search. Display is the one that I told you. It can be placed across multiple websites. Shopping is, have you noticed Lazada's ads? When you search for a product, then immediately below your search result, there will be Lazada products. Have you noticed that? Let me do a quick. Okay, let me search. Okay. Search too many times, you don't want to come up. Okay, there, here. This one. The one on your right is your shopping ads. So this is directly from the seller. So in Lazada, Sangheng, and this is your normal SEM ad. This is what we'll be doing today. Okay. It's blocking. Okay. So I click search and then it comes down. So here, if you have a website, you put in your website. So click continue. So if you notice on top here, this is the same thing as Facebook. You have your ad groups, you have your ads, and then you go to review. So same thing, you give yourself a campaign name. So it will by default give you some guide. So since we are running website traffic, we are running on search. And then here, let's say same thing. I want to do digital marketing. Okay. So here you untick, because you only want to run in search network, you untick display, right? And then you remove include Google partners. Okay. And then you go into your location. Where do you want to run? Enter another location. And I said just now I want to run in Shah Alam. So I click Shah Alam. So I have around 8.7 million people. Language maintain as this. Audience, who you want to target, who are your audiences. This is where you do your audience, right? So for me, I wanted digital marketing, right? So I searched digital marketing. Okay. Okay, so you can see here, it will show you in-market audience. Okay, as you scroll lower, it will show you affinity audience. Right? So in-market audience, meaning Google thinks that these are the people who are likely to react to your ads, right? That means they have searched about it before. So these are the people who are likely to react. Affinity audience is something similar. These are people who have searched about it before. In-market, that means they are currently searching. Affinity is, these are people who have searched before, and then they are also likely to react. So what you do is you choose your audience. So let's say I want to do advertising and marketing services. Okay, I'm choosing them. Or you can go here and see. Let's say I'm looking for those who are in market somewhere. Then I will choose business services and marketing. Right, there's marketing. So I search here as marketing. So email marketing, SEO, web design. Okay, so sometimes it is not necessary for you to target only the exact people. If you notice, I am putting in people who did not search about digital marketing. I put in people who do web design. I put in people who search about SEO, which are all related back to digital marketing. Okay, so you can do that as well, right? So from there, I've chosen a few, then I go on. Here you choose as targeting, right? Of course, their recommendation is observation, but we want to specifically go into this kind of people, so we don't put as observation, we put as targeting. And then it will ask you how much you want to spend each day. Okay, so each day, let's say I want to spend 50 ringgit. Okay, and then what do you want to focus on? Conversions or clicks? For me is clicks. Conversions, why I'm not using conversions is because if your website is not catered for e-commerce, let's say your website is just an informative website, you just focus on clicks, because conversion, you need to set up the tagging on your website. Only then it can capture your conversions. So if you're just starting off, you focus on clicks first. Don't go for the rest of the things. Just go for clicks, right? That is enough, right? And then, okay, this is done. Okay, these things are the ones that you will see here. Wait, let me show you in the slide. Okay, so these are extensions, what they call as extension. So site link extension, meaning in your website, you have several segments, right? Home, about us, product, blog, blah, blah, blah. So when you use site links, right, it will show the ad like this. It will show the direct link to your particular page in your website. Another one is a call out extension. Call out is something that is below that you can actually use to tell people about your promotions or any free delivery or whatnot. And then below that is location based. You can, let's say you have a physical business, you can tell them, oh, hey, this is where I'm located. You can just click and then the Google Map will directly take you there, right? And the next one, let's say you expect people to call you. Your objective is you want people to call you, then you use call extensions so that you can get people to directly call you, right? Sure. Okay, all right. So once that's done, let's assume we are not doing this, okay? If you want, but one good thing is this is something that is recommended for you to do, right? Currently, I'm not doing, right? But this is something that is recommended for you to do, because when you have more information, it actually helps your customer make decision faster, okay? So if you're running your own SEM, be sure to have any one of these that is relevant to you. If you want people to call you, make sure to have this so that people can immediately call you instead of they going to your website and finding your phone number, right? These are things that makes things easier. Or if you want to send people to a specific page, let's say you are running courses and you have a page for all the courses you have, use site link, list down a few courses, and then you can run it. All you have to do is just click this, right? And then it will ask you what you want to extend, what is the site link you want to put in. You copy paste your website. You put in the description, right? What is it about? Say Mandarin class, and then you put in a description. Okay, and then you put in your website, which is your website URL, you put in that, right? And then you click save. Okay. Once you have done that, then you click save and continue. Okay, then we move into the ad groups. Okay, if you remember, the ad group is where you want to do a particular product, right? Just now we mentioned if there is a hair fall product, you want to do it here, your ad group. So this ad group, okay, I'm doing digital marketing. Let's say this ad group is for students. Okay, so it will auto populate your website, and then it will give you some recommendation as well. Okay, if this is something that is relevant to you, you can use it. Otherwise, you don't have to use it. Okay, if it is relevant to you, you can use. Otherwise, don't bother. Okay, you can just key in your own way. Okay, so here you can actually tell Google about your services. So I put here social media. And then I put it digital. What else? Yes. Yes. So you can choose to replace the ones that Google actually suggested to you. If you notice, the one that Google suggested to me were not relevant. Okay, so once you put in this, then Google will start giving you some better suggestions, right? So you want to correct it a bit. Okay, so you can go through. Google actually gives you more than what you actually put in, right? We only put in this 5, but if you notice, there is more here. Okay, and it can show you your daily estimate. How many clicks can you expect? What is your cost per click? It will show you, since your daily budget is 50, it will show you how much you can get, right, for that particular thing. And then here I can put in, I can add in student. Integrate. Okay, then I am done. So here to add a new ad group is just below here. You click here and then you can add a new ad group. Let's say another ad group I want to do for working adults. You just click new ad group and then you do for working adults. Once that is done, then you click save and continue. Okay. All right, then now you are into the ads. So if you notice, this is your ad preview, your website URL, your headline. It is giving you a suggestion, but I don't think it's relevant. So here, I'm going to put in my then next one. So if you notice, I split my sentence. The reason is the word count. So each headline has a word count, right? So you can actually make use of all the headlines here to actually build your sentence. So this particular sentence is where your copyright come in, your copywriting, how you want to entice your people. You can even do like learn digital marketing, 20%, because I'm targeting students, right? Okay, you can do that. Right. So once you have done that, this description you can change. You can give more information. Become a if it is relevant, you add in more, what is that? More description. If it is not, that's it. You can preview your ad here. Okay. The more information you give, the more likely people are to respond to you, because when they see more information in the ad itself, they are more likely to actually engage with that particular ad. So once you are done with this, right, you just click done and create next ad. If you want to do multiple ad sets, you can do that. Or if you're just doing one, just click done. Okay. As you can see, your ad is here. It is showing here. Then you just click save and continue. Okay, it will show you a summary, how much you're spending, how much of clicks you're going to get, and things like that. Once that's done, you click publish. So it will come up here. Okay. So as always, if you're not going to run it, you pause it. This is how you create a search engine marketing ad. As for keywords, right, there is a tool within Google Ads. It's called Keyword Planner, right? This is where you can go and research your keywords, right? For example, you want to roughly know how much a keywords cost or how many people are actually searching for it, okay? So you can use this, get volume and forecast. Let's say I put in digital marketing. Okay, then get started. Okay, now it will show you, but this is for next month. This is estimated how many people are actually searching for it. So let's say I don't want next month, I want all the time. Okay, so you can know how many people are actually searching for it. The word digital marketing, roughly what is the cost per click. Okay, you can know based on your budget how much you can spend. So you have to do a lot of keywords research. Use this tool, list down all the keywords that you want to target, only then create your ad inside of the Google Ads account here. At this bit here, once you have done your full keyword research, only then you go into creating your ad so that your ad will be effective. So any questions? Any questions? Wow, total silence. Understand or not? I know we are overrun a bit. Any questions? Do you all understand? Don't understand? Yes, no?
Sounds straightforward, actually.
Yeah. Okay. So if you understand Facebook, it is similar. It's just that in Google, you are specifically doing keywords targeting, right? So I want to bring your attention to this. Okay. So you remember earlier at the ad group level, we actually put in the keywords, right? So these are the things, this is the things that you should note when you put in a keyword. For example, right, you have this thing called as broad match, modified broad match, phrase match, and exact match. This depends on what you want to target, right? And who you want to target, right? For example, you want to just target everybody related to tennis shoes. So you can put in without a symbol and Google will show your ad to anyone who is searching it that is related to shoes. Even if people search socks for running, your ad might come up. You don't want that. So the best practice is try to use modified broad match or phrase match. So when you put in your keyword, you put in this plus sign before your keyword, or this inverted commas sign before your keywords. In that case, Google will only give the synonym related to that. Okay, so because we're putting here tennis shoes, tennis trainer is a synonym of it. So it will show your ad. If you are using phrase match, this phrase has to be in the search that the people type up. Right? So if you put in as phrase match, the person has to type up tennis shoes. Only then your ad will show. If the person types out tennis trainers, your ad won't show. Okay, and then of course, exact match is the person has to search exactly that word. If they put in Nike tennis shoes, it won't show. If they put in female tennis shoes, it won't show. It will only show if the person chooses tennis shoes. Okay, so these are the things that you can use to actually further narrow down who you want to actually target. This is very important because you don't want to be paying for anyone who clicks your ad, right? You want to be paying for somebody who is clicking your ad with the correct intent. That is the focus of search engine marketing. Search engine marketing is one step higher than Facebook because people on Google, when they are searching something, they already have the intent. Dah ada keinginan to do it. In Facebook, they are just roaming around and browsing. Okay. In Google, they are already having the keinginan. They are already at the second funnel. Your work is to convert them. Okay. So when you do your keyword research, take all this into account and make sure you do a proper keywords research for each of your topic. Only then run a search engine. Otherwise, you'll be wasting your money. If you're going in just broad like that, don't bother going. You'll be just wasting your money. Don't do it that way. Okay. Is there any questions? If there's no questions, this one behind here is just more best practices. You can go through it. I will share the slides with you. I don't want to hold you up, right? I will share the slides with you. These are just best practices. So do you have any questions?
So will you
Yes.
teach SEO or is that a whole other topic altogether?
Sorry again?
Will you teach SEO or is that a whole other topic altogether?
Okay, SEO is a whole topic altogether, and SEO only is relevant if you are having a website.
Okay.
Yep. Anyone else? Any questions? Just let me know, is it clear or not? Do you understand the concept? Same like Facebook, do you understand the concept? I know I can't expect you to go and run an ad campaign now, but do you understand the concept or not? When you understand the concept, you can. It's easier for you to go and try and play.
Yes, understand.
Okay, right. So my goal today is just to make you aware of the concept so that you can just go and play. So if you're clear with the concept, then I'm happy about it, right? So do you have any questions? If you don't have, I'm sorry, I overrun, got carried away a bit, right? If you have any questions, let me know. I can wait, I can answer your questions.
Keywords, how do we optimize the keywords?
Okay, optimizing keywords, right? When you run a certain ad campaign, the results of that ad campaign, search engine ad, right? The results will actually show you which keywords are actually bringing, meeting the objective. Let's say your objective was traffic, and it will show you, just now we had a list of like 30, 40 keywords, right? When your Google ad is running, right? Google will actually show you which ad, how many clicks you got. Then from there, you will know, okay, these are the keywords that are bringing me traffic. When you are running the next one or when you're editing the ad, you take out the rest so that you don't waste money targeting the rest. So you only target this particular keyword and then you can increase your budget so that it will show more frequently. Because just now kita set daily budget, right? Let's say this particular keyword, on a daily basis, people are searching more than 100 times. But because of your budget, your ad only can show 50 times. So you are missing out the balance 50. So what you can do is, okay, I will top up budget for that keyword so that I can reach more people. That is how you optimize for search engine marketing.
That is after we will get some analytics after our initial test run. But let's say if we're just starting, right? Where do we pick the first few keywords? Is it from the Google Trend? Is that where we pick
you
up
can use Google Trend or this one that I showed earlier at the keyword planner. Wait, okay, so inside here you go to tools and setting, you go to keyword planner. So this is a very powerful tool. Or another one you can use is Ubersuggest. There's a website called Ubersuggest. Okay, I'll put it on the chat. Wait, okay. Ubersuggest. Okay, so you can go to this website. It is also useful to do keyword research, or you can memang use Google punya thing. The only downside about this thing is you can only access this if you have a Google Ads account. Before this, Google had it outside, tapi now they brought it into Google Ads. So you can only access Keyword Planner if you have a Google Ads account. But Ubersuggest, it is free to use, but they limit the number of searches per day. Yeah. So you can come here to do your keyword research, whereby you can do new keywords. When you key in your topic, it will suggest to you others that you can also include inside. And you can also get the forecast and search volume. Let's say you are doing okay, so like this, it will show you how many people are searching, what is the rough cost, okay, how many clicks you are getting, how many impressions. But this is a future one. Yeah, if you notice here, you can see this is a forecast. If you want current, you can just change to current. Let's say you want it within here, so you apply. Then it will show you now how much. And then from here you can plan. It can tell you roughly per day how much you will be spending for how many clicks and how many impressions. So based on this, then you can plan. You can say, okay, how much I'm willing to spend for this particular keyword. But of course, this is just one keyword. Yeah, you have to do it for all the keywords you want to list. Best practice, try to list between 20 to 30 keywords per ad. Per ad, try to put it between 20 to 30 keywords. And then once your ad is running already, then you optimize and remove. But when you're starting off, try to put in, and then you see yang mana perform, yang mana tak perform, keluarkan. Anyone else? Any other question? Okay, if no questions, we will end the session. Thank you for your attention. Hope this thing helped. Tomorrow we will be looking at further tools. We won't be looking at ad-based tool. These are tools for you to manage your own team and tools to keep in touch with your customers, right? So we'll be looking at that tomorrow. I will be sharing this slide with you so that you can go through this. These two slides are basically best practice, what to do, what not to do when you're running a Google SCM ad. Okay, these are the things. Okay, if there's nothing, thank you again. Thank you for your attention and have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Satish.
Thank you, Satish.
Thanks.
Thank you, Satish.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.